Hello, TradingView community. Welcome to my new analysis about NVIDIA on several time frame perspectives. And it has been a massive bounce here, which NVIDIA showed up with. And the AI rally is still going on. There are major sectors within the market which are still operating on classical economy level. This means that these sectors within the market will go bankrupt within the market and will move to the downside. And the AI rally is still going on. And now it is a really big question how a major AI development stock within the market is actually continuing to form further developments here. And if NVIDIA actually shows up with a huge pullback to the downside and shows up with a major bearish development to the downside, or it actually has the ability to move on with the AI rally within the market and to continue into a more sophisticated uptrend, which is still holding on within the AI rally within the market. And therefore, there are several important indications that need to be considered here and that needs to be to put into the perspective of the overall marketplace. And when looking at the small AI trend rally, which is still going on, there were several rallies within the past already. It has to be mentioned that, for example, within the dot-com rally, within the dot-com bubble, there were 90% of the companies that did not survive it, the whole dot-com bubble. And these things are repeating within the history. There are always bubbles within the history, and there are always stocks within the market and companies within the market that succeed through these rallies. And the big question is if this is also happening with NVIDIA here. Therefore, it is necessary to look at this whole dynamic here on this whole chart dynamic with the major AI developments within the major stock market AI developments. And what has to be mentioned here, this AI rally stocks within the market actually form this major trend channel here within which they are trading right now. And these are all the AI stocks within the market, all these stocks which are now in any case are within this main AI marketplace and are accelerating the technology within the AI sector. And all these stocks that do not move into the AI marketplace and that do not invest into the AI marketplace are still operating on old economy level. And it has to be mentioned that all these stocks that did not jump into the new technologies within the past always burn it within the history. Therefore, it is necessary to consider these stocks. And when looking at this whole dynamic here on this perspective, this market actually shows up with this huge ascending channel formation here in which it is scratching now to the upside. And now it is actually forming a very important development here because this is actually a major development here, a channel development in which the price action actually moves on further and is now testing this upper boundary of this whole development here. And this is a really important test because from there on, there could be two scenarios, and one of the scenarios is more possible in this market. The first scenario is that the AI stocks index actually jumps into the new all-time high and from there on pumps further into this direction and continues with these developments into these directions. The other less likely scenario is that the index just breaks down below the lower boundary of this channel formation and continues bearishly into this dynamic. And in this case, there's also the possibility that the whole market shows up with a huge double top. However, this is not the most likely scenario right now. What we are seeing here right now is a major ABC pattern, which is actually developing now. And this is a major ABC pattern here right now, because this is currently the trend which is ongoing here, with the major wave A and the major wave B already completed. And now the major wave C is actually setting up. And what this means for the whole price within the AI stocks index, within the whole AI stocks within the market, which are completed into a major index within the market. This means for this index that it is actually likely to approach this upper dimensions here, this upper channel dimensions here within this whole dynamic. And therefore it is likely to bounce into these dynamics and to continue further here within this main channel and to approach these upper dynamics here. And when considering this whole dynamic, it is also important how NVIDIA actually develops in this case, because when looking at this whole channel here within the whole AI stocks market channel, this development that the bouncings continue into these upper spheres is likely to show up within the next times. And when just comparing this to the whole NVIDIA development here, NVIDIA is actually building a very similar channel formation here. And this is actually a very similar channel formation here. And what has to be mentioned that NVIDIA is now setting up a very important development here, because when comparing this to the whole index, to the whole AI stocks market index, the whole AI stocks market index actually is not already completed into the final breakout above into the all-time high area. This means that NVIDIA still has room to move on further here. And there are also major hedge funds within the market that are placing the NVIDIA targets into a higher spheres. And when just looking at this whole dynamic, it has to be mentioned that this whole cycle should be considered like this, and that here what this means for the whole NVIDIA price action, that it is actually forming a similar development as it is actually seen within the whole AI stocks marketplace. And in this case, this AI rally is still going on because the whole fourth industrial revolution is going on, and there are many industries which are shifting into the AI marketplace, and almost all the big companies are moving into the AI marketplace. And therefore, this rally is likely to go on, especially for NVIDIA. And when looking at this whole dynamic, this target zone can be projected onto the upper dynamics here. And when looking at this whole dynamic, it has to be mentioned that NVIDIA is likely to reach out important target zones here in this whole dynamic. And in this case, the 1000 area is likely to be reached for NVIDIA with considering this whole dynamic, especially as NVIDIA is already bouncing into a new all-time high section, which the market did not show it upward here already. Therefore, this is a very important development also within the NVIDIA earnings. These NVIDIA earnings almost tripled since the recent quarter within this year. They almost tripled, and this is also a very important indication here. And also, there are many companies which did not catch it up to the AI rally within the market and transformed their ecosystem into a AI friendly marketplace system. And this is why they are now performing badly against NVIDIA, and they are doing less better than NVIDIA right now. And this is why this stock rally is actually backed by this main fundamental indication. And therefore, these targets are within this upper boundary. And it has to be mentioned that it will be important how NVIDIA actually approaches these upper target zones, which can be seen here, because if NVIDIA should approach these zones and pull back from there immediately, showing up with huge bearishness from there on, this could also turn the whole marketplace into a more bearish direction, especially as the market is overfed with AI and the AI development. However, currently this is not seen. Therefore, it has to be mentioned that it will be important how the market actually approaches these upper zones here, and to look on how these developments actually affect within the marketplace. Therefore, it will be a very important development. It will be interesting to follow. Support my channel for more updates about it, and it will be a very interesting development. Therefore, support my project with a like, follow, and comment. Bye bye.